Hi, welcome to the parts of a paper video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about these two PDFs right here. The first thing I want to do is talk about parts of a paper. What should a paper look like? So essays contain three major parts: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So in the introduction, that's when you want to introduce your audience to the topic. So you're going to begin with broad information about your topic, and then become more specific as you work your way towards your thesis statement. You'll learn more about thesis statements later. Never include supporting details in your introductions. And also your introduction should be a full paragraph, and a full paragraph is 5 to 7 sentences. So introduction should be at least 5 sentences. So these are a few ideas on how to begin an introduction. These are not thesis statements, but they are ideas for just beginning your introduction. You could state an interesting or startling fact. The doctor told my mother she had 2 weeks to live. Dun, dun, dun. You can use an anecdote, and an anecdote is a little story, like background information about your topic. In this one, you can read about how my grandmother caught us smoking behind the house, and then I lead into a thesis statement about how smoking is a bad habit that can cause deadly diseases. You could also ask a question of your reader. So these are some ways to begin your introduction to sort of get your reader's attention. We'll talk about thesis statements later, but your descriptive essay is different. I don't have you do a thesis statement for your descriptive essay. I do for the other 3 essays, so in those 3, your introduction will have a thesis statement. The body of your essay is going to consist of at least 3 paragraphs. The number you need is determined by the number of points you want to make about your topic, but in general, you're going to have about 3. Each point that you talk about in your body paragraph is going to support your thesis statement. Each body paragraph begins with a topic sentence, which we will talk about later. And you should use supporting details to support what you're trying to tell your reader in this paragraph. They can be examples, facts, statistics, descriptions, which is what you're going to do with the first essay, explanations, reasons. The type of supporting details you use depends on the type of essay you're writing. So for the descriptive essay, you're essentially telling me a story. So you're going to want to use really vivid descriptive language, which is why it's the descriptive essay, because you want to put your reader there in that moment, in that space of time with you. You should also use transition words or phrases in your topic sentence and throughout your body paragraphs as appropriate. They add clarity to your writing by indicating to your reader that you're moving from one point to the next. And I do have this other handy dandy PDF. It's like a little list of transitional words and phrases. The example I like to give is the time sequence one: first, next, then, meanwhile, currently. Those are all transition words, but also are some words and phrases like because, consequently, however, for instance, for example. Those are all transitional words, and they're trying to get you to transition from one point to the other. They're letting your reader know, okay, well, we're moving on from this point and we're going to another one. And then your conclusion, the end of your essay. Your conclusion should summarize the main ideas you discussed in your essay. Never introduce new material in your essay. And then I give you a little example of a conclusion about the essay that I was going to write about my grandmother and the smoking. It's often good to end your essay with a question, especially argumentative essays, because it gives your audience something to ponder. So that's just food for thought for you there. So essays are introduction, where you introduce your subject; body, where you tell your story You convince your reader, and then conclusion. That's the last taste of your essay that your reader gets. So you want to leave them with a good taste in their mouth. You want to make them think and consider what you have said in your essay. So I have often heard of essays. They say that a way you can describe it is essays are structured like, tell me what you're going to tell me. That's your introduction. Tell me. That's your body. And then your conclusion is tell me what you just told me. So you can think of it like that if it makes it easier for you. Tell me what you're going to tell me. Tell me what you just told me. Of course, you have to say it in different words or it gets boring, but it's the same idea. So that's kind of what your essay should look like. You should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about that, you know how to get in touch with me. Reach out and let me know.